Obviously, I like to play golf a lot, and kind of a self-proclaimed golf nerd. And in that regard, just really into it. I kind of found my peace and like personal happiness within that game. So, just really love it, and kind of just follow everything that I possibly can. I kind of geek out on golf the way you guys geek out on football. So that's kind of what I'm into.
Well, thanks for joining us. In regards to the discussion of just staying fit, is there any golf? Do you like Tiger Woods? How much Tiger Woods has spent on his body? How much these golfers spend?
So
Anything ridiculous?
I don't know money wise what they spend. I did see a video today that PGA Tour Instagram posted on their Instagram account. Tiger was actually talking about his routine when he was like 24 years old and like what he actually did day-to-day basis, and it was just like crazy. He would get up and run 4 miles, and then he would go to the gym and lift weights, and then he would go to the course and he would do some kind of short game drills and putting drills, and then he would go play, and then he would go back and hit the range for a while and all this kind of stuff. And then after all of that, he would then go run another 4 miles.
I'm tired of half a mile in.
Holy shit!
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, if you want to be,
I know.
if you want to be the best in the world at something,
I guess it's.
obviously you got to put in the time.
I guess it's any sport. If you want it, you got to put the time in.
If you're that devoted, you're at the top of your game, I suppose.
Well, yeah, fuck. And I mean, who's the dude that came back this year and just fucking all juiced out? Bryson DeChambeau. Yeah, I mean, he's juiced. I mean, he's jacked now.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
he gained like 70 pounds or something.
yeah, I think he weighs like 240 now. So,
Jesus Christ.
That's
yeah, to hit a golf ball, and I mean, it's working. I don't know. You know, there's a lot of talk and discussion about the distance debate per se in golf and like chasing distance and all that stuff. And like there are numerous stories of just people who were, you know, trying to get bigger and chasing distance and going all out trying to get more distance to get closer to the hole and so they could win more golf tournaments and all that kind of stuff. And you just lose your game doing that. Like there are big negatives and big drawbacks to trying to lift all those weights, and you can hurt yourself and you can not hit the ball in the fairway, and so
That makes sense.
I know what that means.
But thank you for
Not hitting the ball in the fairway.
I do it all the time.
I know what that's like.
But no, yeah, thank you for joining the show, and yeah, we'll talk Masters here in a little bit. But yeah, thank you for coming in tonight and
Absolutely.
talking with us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So I wanted to start off here. We're going to do a little NFL talk. Sad, moment. Seattle lost to Buffalo on Sunday in a stinker.
Do we have to?
We have to talk about it because it's out there, and they're getting a lot of shit for it. So here's a nasty little tidbit for you. So Seattle has allowed 2,897 passing yards in 8 games. It's most by any team in their first 8 games in the Super Bowl era, which is really just a great thing to talk about. They're on pace to have just a fucking ridiculous record.
The worst defense in NFL history.
Yes, and the yards allowed per game average is actually good. It might crush when Green Bay won, because Green Bay actually, when Green Bay went 15-1, and they had a really bad passing defense.
Yeah.
And hey, they won a Super Bowl, so hey, you never know. But they're on pace to crush that.
Anything's possible.
But
Fuck.
I don't know. Do you think it's time? On a positive note on that, Russell Wilson did pass Hasselbeck for most 300 plus passing yard games in the Seahawks history. He had his 19th, so he passed Matty on that one. So there's a positive note to come out of that. Considering how bad of a game he had. But that just shows, like we've had in the past few weeks, because when your defense doesn't play, you can't rely on Russell every time. And when he throws, when he has a stinker, it hurts.
But fuck, he threw for 390 with 2 touchdowns, and we're calling it a fucking stinker. I mean, how spoiled are we? Seriously.
Extremely spoiled.
I mean, we're 6-2, and we're fucking bagging the guy for... The 2 picks were needed. I mean, one of them was on a 4th down, and it was a fucking horrible play call. What are you going to do, run out of bounds and not at least give it a shot? I mean, all it was a 10-yard difference.
Yeah.
It was either going to be at the 10 or the 20, He had to throw the ball. You don't just fucking run out of bounds. And the other one, where it was 3rd and 27.
Oh wait, I was
I mean,
gonna
fuck.
on that 3rd and 27 play.
Stinker.
I think what it was is that this was their wide receiver right here, and this was like Dunbar. They gave him that much room to run stuff, and that's how they picked up the 3rd and 27. Because Dunbar was all the way over here on the line. His wide receiver's all the way over here, just cuts off and then runs all the way up.
I was talking about Russ's interception on our 3rd and 27.
Oh, that
When
play?
he threw, I think it was his second pick.
Yeah, that was number 2.
That was the second pick. But
And
we're talking about fucking stinker. He
Yeah,
threw for
it's hard to
390
believe because we are. That is
390, two touchdowns. 75% of the league would kill for that.
Yeah, that's true. So in regards to just how bad the defense is, yeah, they had 7 sacks, and do you think, Pat, it's time for a coordinator change or something to change this defense?
I don't know if it's either way. Something needs to be done, whether it's changing the defensive coordinator, getting rid of Ken Norton Jr. But I don't care how good Russ is, we're not going to go anywhere with this type of defense. I mean, I can guarantee you, we talked about this at the beginning of the season. We said for Seattle to be successful, the defense at least has got to show up sometimes. But maybe last week, I guess a little bit, we kind of had hopes after last week, but I think that was the worst defensive performance. I mean, I've watched Seattle football longer than anybody here, and that was horrible. That was by far the worst defensive. I don't care about the sacks, didn't mean nothing. Buffalo was going up and down the field at will, and they could not stop them on anything. So I think Seattle needs to fix it and fix it quick, or at least make improvements.
Wow. Well, I agree. It's something that's happened, and it's funny the way this game ended. There's people out there calling for his head, for Norton's head, and they're like, "Dude, is Dan Quinn coming in or what? Is he flying into Seattle now or what?"
They asked John Clayton that every day: "Is Dan Quinn coming? Is Dan Quinn coming?" Or Chris Richard, "Are they on their way?" And there's a fucking petition started to get Ken Norton Jr. fired in Seattle. There's like 15,000 signatures. Holy shit!
They pretty sure the Bills found our weakness on Sunday because out of the whole game in 4 quarters, they've only ran the ball 3 times, and they passed so much on us. And they only ran 3 times.
But
there's nothing that we could have done the whole game.
Every team knows that now.
Yeah.
They know what our weakness is, and they're going right at it.
And Buffalo exposed it
and I think that was the best game plan a team's had against us.
Yeah.
You got to go after somebody's weak spot, and obviously, I think our whole defense is weak, but our DBs are pathetic. I mean, even Diggs, like at the beginning drive, he got fried. I mean, he got burnt big time. I mean,
his fucking underwear were back at the 20.
So obviously our corners and our DBs are the weakest spot, right? And I know Adams is, but he misses assignments too as far as on the passing game. He's great in the run game, but that was one of the bags on him at the beginning of the year is that his coverage, and you've seen him get burnt several times. Because what's the first thing you do is when somebody gets a first down on us or scores a touchdown through the air, you see everybody looking at each other like everybody's confused. Like, was that your man? Is that my man?
Yeah.
They do it every time, so there's confusion. So something needs to be done. Obviously, Pete Carroll being a defensive back guy, something needs to be done. And I know he's loyal. He's a loyal guy. He doesn't like to get rid of people. But I like Ken Norton Jr., but, I mean, come on. This league's about performance, and he's not. No. He's not performing as a coach, so something needs to be done right soon.
And Pete keeps covering his ass every week.
Well,
he goes, "Hey, I'm in the room with him. We're coming up with it together." And he keeps covering his ass every week, week after week. It's got to stop.
One thing he said in the conference is that we weren't ready for the Bills' game plan. When literally you've seen our pass coverage, and how are you not ready for that?
Yeah.
If our weakness is our pass coverage, how are you not getting your game plan ready for that?
Yeah, Pete said that was totally went against what they had planned for for Buffalo. I didn't do it again. It just floats.
I think it's lingering finally.
It might be. Sorry. Yeah, but Pete said they didn't even,
Get ready for the passing
they
game.
weren't even ready for that. They thought they were going to run the ball. Is what Pete said. That's what their game plan was. Is they were planning for Buffalo to run the ball.
And fans
And
were
they
pissed.
completely abandoned it.
Fans were pissed because of that. When he said that, because how they took all this time to think of a game plan, and they said, "Oh, we messed up because we thought they were going to run the ball." When you've seen all year that they're going to find our weakness, and our weakness is their secondary. So how the hell are you not ready for that?
And the worst thing is they announced that morning that Pete Carroll got a 5-year extension, and we get beat
44 to
34. We got fucking crushed.
So, in regards to that crushing, I just want to spot Gavin last week talked about, he mentioned the game and results and such. Now, we told him to shut his mouth, but it was too late.
Didn't fucking work, you jinx.
It already happened. So, I think going forward, when we talk about a future game, because now they play the Rams this week, we stay quiet.
He knows it too.
Oh, Gav. Yeah.
Fucking dirtbag.
We brought a shovel, we got to bury it. Now it's over.
I'm not saying anything this week.
Talk about other teams or something.
Yeah.
Really praise the Rams. See if
Yeah.
that works.
Yeah, see if that works.
You know what? I can tell you this. I told you guys last week that Seattle will be, because you know what the Rams did. They had a week off. They're watching that game, and Goff usually has a really good game against us. And here we are talking about our weak spot being the defensive backs. Don't. I mean, I'm not doing the jinx thing, but I told you a long time ago that the Rams could very easily expose us even more. Because if the Bills exposed us, and they're not considered a heavily passed team,
What the fuck's Sean McVay gonna do?
what's McVay, who's we got to give him credit. The guy is a great offense coordinator,
Smart gentleman.
moving things around. And I'm just saying, I'm not trying to do the jinx thing, but I'm telling you right now, be prepared that if something doesn't get fixed this week, it could be another ass whooping. I'm telling you that right now.
Yep.
And I'm just being honest. I'm not.
No.
I don't want it to happen, but
No.
Right. No, it's possible.
The last time we got beat by more than double digits
It's the Rams.
was the Rams game. They beat us in fucking
you know,
Seattle.
and Goff always shows up against us.
Yeah.
He looks normal against other people, but for some reason, the Rams like playing us, and they play us tough, and they seem to have a way of exposing us every single time. So
Even when they stunk with Jeff Fisher, they always played us tough.
absolutely.
And they got some weapons on that offense. They got Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. So
Yeah, and you always got to worry
Anything.
about Aaron Donald.
and then tight ends also too. So
And Donald's always a havoc with
Fuck
us.
Aaron Donald.
I've never seen anybody sack Russell.
Dude,
more.
Russell got. Oh, that guy was hurting for
He was
squirting
beat up.
at the end of this one.
He got hit hard all day, every play.
Yeah, his $1 million had to come into work this week.
Yeah,
on
he's like
his body.
he's in that fucking hyperbolic chamber. Fucking.
Or he had Sierra doing some serious rub down.
Couple rub and done.
A couple rub and tugs.
Yeah. Well needed for all of us.
Oh, bummer.
So.
Rub and tug from Sierra.
Shit. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. We're playing the Rams this week. Griffin should come back.
Mm-mm.
He's still out.
yeah, he's
His-
gonna be
they
out
were
for the
hopeful.
day.
No, his hamstring is a lot worse than they originally thought.
Super.
There's not even a chance. Not even by Friday.
And that's like our worst position on defense is cornerback.
So what's gonna happen?
And
is
then you got Dunbar with a bum knee.
Dunbar. They should have took him out like
Or-
the first series. You could tell he was lingering the whole first half.